Cindra Kampoff here, high performance coach, here to help you master your mindset for a genius life. Last week I was getting ready to present at the Association for Applied Sports Psychology Conference, and there were over 500 consultants and high performance coaches in the audience. It was standing room only, and in the back where the doors were, people were crowded out by the doors trying to get in. I was there presenting with some of the premier sports psychology consultants in the nation. But as I sat in front at the front table waiting to present, my heart was racing. It seemed like my heart was going to jump out of my chest. Oh my gosh, have you ever had that feeling? And I saw the consultants in this audience that I idolized, sports psychology experts that I had seen on stage crushing it. Oh boy, I thought for a second, I felt the pressure on my shoulders. And I saw a glimpse of a time in my memory when I wasn't fully engaged or I wasn't fully present on stage. A time when I really wasn't fully confident in myself. A time that I let the nerves get the best of me. I said, hold on, Cindra, this is not how you need to think. So I let those thoughts quickly pass, and instead I came back to the present moment, intentionally replaced in my mind times that I had been successful, choosing to think about my successes, not my failures, even though my mind wanted to ruminate on those failures. But I ran through in my head 3 times that I had crushed it. A recent time that I had keynoted at a health and wellness conference when I was fully present and engaged with no judgment of myself or the audience. I remember letting my soul be seen. Or a time that I entertained my small group of National Speakers Association colleagues with my story about Dancing with the Mankato Stars, the story that I was just about to open with. And I repictured them loving my story. I thought about you, the connections that I made over video to thousands of you who watch each week. Because video is public speaking too. And then I imagined confidently walking down the stage, standing in front of the audience, fully present and engaged, enjoying the experience, and the audience listening to each word of my talk. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. I crushed it. People afterwards commented that I was fully present, engaged, and working to make a connection with the audience. But it really wasn't the comments from the audience that fueled my soul. It was about how I felt about myself, because I knew that I gave the audience everything that I had. This is something that I couldn't have done if I wasn't intentional with it, if I wouldn't have thought about my past successes, and if I didn't choose to show up as me, Cindra Kampoff, if I didn't choose to be intentional about it. You see, most people remember their failures more than their successes. We are not often encouraged for the little things that we do right. In fact, we don't encourage ourselves. And we're more likely to be punished for the mistakes that we've made growing up than our successes, or celebrating our successes. So we tend to remember those experiences with intense emotion. We tend to play those failures in our mind over and over again instead of our successes. But the problem is we're programming our mind for failure. And if we think about it more often, it's more likely to happen. This is called the self-fulfilling prophecy. When you think about it, it's likely going to happen. So we are not trained to acknowledge our successes and to acknowledge ourselves, but we must, because mental toughness is about inner arrogance, not outer arrogance. Being mentally tough and being mentally strong means that you are confident in your ability. And one of the strongest ways to build your confidence is to remind yourself of your successes. The research has actually shown that the more you acknowledge your successes, the more likely you're going to be successful. The more likely you're going to reach your goals and your dreams, because even if you fail, it's not going to destroy you because your confidence is high. And the more confidence you have, the more likely you're going to take risks. The more likely you're going to be confident and go after exactly what you want. Even elite athletes struggle with this from time to time because they're just like us. We want to be perfect, and we have high expectations, we're high achievers, and we want the best for ourselves. But especially if you're stuck in a rut, or if you're maybe experiencing what some people might call a slump, reminding yourself of your past successes is essential. So how do we actually do this? Today we're going to talk about 2 proven ways to increase your confidence by thinking about your success. Because we have successes all day long, but we don't regularly recognize them. we tend to set the bar so high that we don't even call it a success. So the first thing you can do, a simple and powerful way to help build and maintain a high level of confidence, is to keep a written record of your successes. Keep what's called a success journal. And it can be as simple as making a running list in a kind of a spiral-bound notebook, or maybe a document on your computer. Or if you really want to take it seriously, go get a new leather-bound journal that you can write in every day. And each day, write one thing that was successful that day. It could be big or it could be small. Perhaps you could write down that you went to the gym today, or you successfully closed a deal at work, or maybe you avoided a temptation not to stay up so late, or perhaps you had a great game this weekend. Write one success down each day. Now, another tip that you could do, especially if you're getting ready to do something specific at a time that you really want to crush it, you should write down 3 to 5 of your best moments doing that activity. For example, if you're a quarterback, you could write down your top 5 plays. If you're ready to go give a speech at work, you can write down 5 times that you've delivered a talk or a speech that was successful. Or if you're ready to go to an interview, write down 3 or 5 successful interviews on paper that you've had. And then keep that list somewhere you can see it. Research has found is when you have it in your physical environment, it's going to impact your mood, your attitude, and your behavior, because you're going to see it regularly. And then you should play those successes through your mind regularly, even daily. That way, when you're in a clutch situation, you can rely on the images to keep you calm, present, and confident. Because my friends, to create more success, you need to acknowledge your successes. And when you do this, you're programming your subconscious to remember your desire to be successful. And guess what? Success is more likely to happen. Because as Brian Tracy said, you are a living magnet. What you attract in your life is in harmony with your dominant thoughts. So my friends, keep your thoughts focused on your successes. Make it an outstanding day and be mentally strong.